While millions of Americans have looked for a way to stop the implementation of Obamacare, the greatest threat to its implementation has been hiding in plain sight, right under our noses. The law exempts many Americans from its requirements. The biggest group is people who receive their health care from companies that self-insure. What is self-insurance? It's just what it sounds like. Instead of purchasing an insurance policy, a company or large organization, such as a labor union, simply bears the healthcare costs directly, paying the healthcare costs of its employees or members out of its pocket. And to protect against a catastrophe and reduce their financial risk, they take out an insurance policy on the secondary insurance market called stop-loss coverage or reinsurance. Self-insurance allows companies to tailor their services for their employees to not pay for what they don't want, don't need, or won't use. To get the best prices, self-insured companies use third-party or health plan administrators who negotiate volume purchasing and take care of billing and claims processing. So by self-insuring, companies are able to better manage their costs. Self-insurance has grown by leaps and bounds since Obamacare was passed into law. Today, 61% of all employer-provided health care is through self-insured arrangements. 79% of unions and almost all large companies are self-insured, and many smaller companies are moving toward self-insurance. The Obamacare law exempts self-insured companies from its most egregious requirements. That's right. The worst parts of Obamacare don't apply to self-insured groups and their members. That's over 80 million Americans that aren't required to participate in the Obamacare exchanges. This has massive implications because the only way for Obamacare to function is if the exchanges have a large enough pool of patients to spread the risk and cost of the unhealthy to the healthy population. Take enough young, healthy, employed workers out of the healthcare exchanges, and the exchanges will fall into a death spiral. Too many sick people in the exchanges will drain too many resources, which increase costs, taxes, even further, and drive more people out of the exchanges and into self-insurance. Self-insurance is really the only way out. It's the back door out of Obamacare. And right now, people in droves are sneaking out the back door. Obamacare supporters are rushing as fast as they can to shut that back door. Since self-insurance threatens the very ability of Obamacare to function, the leading Democratic think tank, Center for American Progress, issued a report on ways to stop self-insurance in its tracks. Ways that regulators, without action by Congress, can choke off any more growth in self-insurance. Their allies in slowing self-insurance are the big insurance companies, because the big insurance companies offer the biggest bulk discounts for hospital and doctor services. They also act as the largest health plan administrators for self-insurers. But as you can imagine, these administrators don't make nearly as much money when they act as an administrator as they do when they act as an insurance company. Some administrators are being accused of impeding the efforts of their customers towards self-insurance by blocking independent specialists from offering healthcare services, allowing only their captive partner vendors to provide these specialty services, refusing to release data showing the cost savings of specialty services, or by simply refusing to pay claims from specialists. These practices are anti-consumer and interfere with their consumers' efforts to get the best service at the best price. Experts believe that if these administrators were held accountable, costs would be reduced even more, 15% cheaper than they already are. If these large customers are able to get access to information from their administrators and aren't obstructed from self-insuring, the flight to self-insurance among mid-size and even smaller companies will be even faster than it's been in the last 3 years. The Obama administration can't let that happen. This money, paid as insurance premiums to the insurance companies, are the revenues they're counting on to fund the exchanges under Obamacare. Many healthcare insiders believe the flight to self-insurance would move the whole system to a tipping point where the exchanges just won't work. Again, the Obama administration can't let that happen. But every freedom-loving American who opposes Obamacare should do what they can to see that it does. If you believe that Obamacare represents a threat to personal freedom, then tell Congress to stop the Obama administration's attempts to choke off self-insurance. Ask your state's Attorney General to inquire if health plan administrators have blocked the efforts of employers to self-insure. If answers aren't given, then ask them to investigate. Ask your state legislature to preserve the ability of companies to self-insure and get access to secondary insurance. Join the fight to preserve your freedom.